Are you ready to explore the places that will send shivers down your spine? Join us as we uncover the top 10 scariest places you should definitely avoid in 2024. From haunted islands to cursed forests, we're diving deep into the unknown. These are the locations where history and horror collide. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the creepy content coming your way. You guys ready? First up, we're sailing to Italy, but not for pasta and pizza. We're headed to Poveglia Island, a place so unsettling it's been quarantined for decades. This island is straight out of a horror movie, but the terrifying part is, it's 100% real. Poveglia has a dark and twisted history. It was a quarantine zone for victims of the bubonic plague. And get this, they say over 160,000 people died here. Their bodies were burned and buried in mass graves. Some say that their souls are forever trapped, and that the island is haunted by the spirits of those who died there. People who have dared to visit report hearing screams, whispers, and even physical contact from the beyond. The Italian government even forbids anyone from setting foot on the island. Next, we're traveling to the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, home to the eerily silent Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Suicide Forest. It's a place shrouded in mystery and sorrow, with a palpable sense of sadness that hangs in the air. The forest floor is so dense and disorienting that it's easy to get lost, both physically and mentally. Legend has it that ancient spirits roam among the trees, luring people deeper into the woods, never to be seen again. Many people believe the forest's magnetic iron ore deposits disrupt compasses, making it even easier to lose your way. Whether it's the magnetic pull or something more sinister, one thing's for sure. Aokigahara is a place where logic and reason disappear into the shadows. Our next stop takes us beneath the romantic streets of Paris to the chilling catacombs. Imagine a labyrinth of tunnels stretching for miles, filled with the skeletal remains of over 6 million Parisians. The catacombs were created in the 18th century when Paris's cemeteries overflowed. The bones were arranged in an organized, almost artistic fashion, but that doesn't make it any less creepy. Some believe the souls of those laid to rest in the catacombs still linger, unable to find peace. Visitors have reported feeling cold spots, hearing disembodied voices, and even seeing ghostly figures lurking in the shadows. Let's jet set over to Romania, home to the legendary Transylvania region. But we're not here for Dracula, though he might be lurking around too. We're headed deep into the heart of Hoia Baciu Forest, a place so strange and eerie, it's been called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. This forest is like a magnet for paranormal activity. People report seeing UFOs, experiencing strange time distortions, and encountering entities they can't explain. Some even claim to have walked into the forest and emerged days later with no memory of where they'd been. The trees are often twisted and deformed, and electronic devices tend to malfunction within its boundaries. Is it something in the soil? Some kind of electromagnetic anomaly? Or is it something more sinister? Next, we're venturing to Mexico City, where a short boat ride will take us to one of the creepiest destinations on Earth, the Island of the Dolls. This isn't your childhood playground, this is the stuff of nightmares. Imagine thousands of decaying dolls, missing limbs, heads turned backwards, eyes staring blankly. They're hanging from trees, nailed to walls, scattered across the ground. The story goes that a man named Don Julian Santana found a drowned girl in the canal and became haunted by her spirit. He started hanging dolls he found to appease her, believing it would ward off evil. But instead of peace, he only attracted more darkness. Our journey takes us to a place frozen in time, Chernobyl, Ukraine. In 1986, the world watched in horror as a nuclear disaster unfolded, forever changing the landscape and the lives of those who lived there. Today, Chernobyl is a ghost town, a chilling reminder of the devastating power of nuclear energy. Buildings stand empty, belongings left untouched, as if time stood still on that fateful day. Radiation levels remain dangerously high in certain areas, making it a no-go zone for anyone who values their safety. Ever get the feeling someone or something is watching you? Well, you'll definitely feel it at our next stop, the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, USA. This grand old hotel was the inspiration for Stephen King's iconic horror novel, The Shining. Guests report hearing children laughing in the hallways at night, pianos playing themselves, and doors slamming shut on their own. Room 217, where King himself stayed, is said to be the most haunted of all. Is it just the wind whistling through the old building? Or is it something more sinister at play? One thing's for sure, the Stanley Hotel is not for the faint of heart. Our next stop takes us to the UK, to a place steeped in history and soaked in blood, the Tower of London. This historic fortress has served as a royal palace, a prison, and even an execution site. With a history that dark, it's no wonder that the tower is said to be one of the most haunted places in England. Over the centuries, countless people met their end within the tower's walls, including kings, queens, and commoners alike. Visitors and guards have reported seeing the ghost of Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII's second wife, who was beheaded in 1536. Others have claimed to see the shadowy figures of two young princes, rumored to have been murdered by their uncle, Richard III. Our next stop is not for the claustrophobic. We're entering the eerie confines of Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, USA, a former prison known for its brutal conditions and innovative, yet controversial approach to incarceration. This place is a maze of cell blocks, guard towers, and solitary confinement cells that once housed some of America's most notorious criminals. After the prison closed its doors in 1971, it didn't take long for the stories of paranormal activity to surface. Visitors and staff report hearing disembodied whispers, cell doors slamming shut on their own, and shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks. Our final destination takes us deep into the heart of Louisiana, to the Myrtles Plantation, a stunning antebellum mansion with a dark and troubled past. This place is crawling with stories of love, betrayal, murder, and of course, ghosts. One of the most famous legends is that of Chloe, a slave girl who was hanged from a tree on the property. Her spirit is said to haunt the plantation, seeking revenge for her untimely demise. Visitors claim to have seen her reflection in windows and mirrors, and some even say she's responsible for pushing them down the stairs. But Chloe isn't the only restless spirit at the Myrtles. So there you have it, our top 10 picks for places you should probably avoid in 2024, unless you're feeling extra brave or maybe a little bit crazy. Would you ever dare to spend the night in any of these spooky spots? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss out on our spooky adventures. Stay safe and think twice before visiting these terrifying places. Remember, sometimes it's better to just let sleeping ghosts lie.